Good morning, everybody. So glad to be alive, as usual. To God be all the glory. Thank Him for waking us up this morning. Today is 9/11, September the 11th, 2019. Say good morning again to everybody. This is the day here in America that we commemorate the memory of the events that took place 18 years ago on 9/11, 2001, the year that the Twin Towers was in New York were attacked by terrorists. So again, this is the day that we commemorate the memory of that event, the lives that were lost, of the people in the building, the first responders, and just everybody who was affected by it all around the country. We do definitely still salute each and every one of you, and we pray God's blessing and continual healing upon each and every one of us. That year and that day was significant for me as well. If you hadn't read my book, one of the books, I talk about how that particular day, 9/11/2001, it was, and we know that that number represents the emergency number that we dialed as well, but I was going through and having an emergency in my life. I was at a place in life then where I was like had drifted further out than ever, and I actually watched the events all day from a jail cell in Robeson County. And at that particular point in my life, it is amazing. I was preaching a few weeks ago, and I was telling them, a lot of preachers and people say I almost lost my mind. And I think back to then, and I did. I had lost my mind because I was at a point in my life where I literally wanted to be incarcerated. I was out in the world, and I would do little things at times in my life. I got real frustrated and would do little things to get incarcerated because in my mind I felt like if I didn't go for something small, then eventually I'd go for something bigger. But that's a whole nother chapter of my life. But went through that process, and again that day sat in that cell all day and watched those events. But God had a plan for my life. And in 2011, on 9/11, I did my initial sermon. God brought me out. He delivered me. And it is amazing to see how those folk who were there that day, and those families and that city and our nation, how it bounced back even when the enemy came in and attacked. And in the same way God did in my life, He resurrected me and He brought me up from the rubble and the ashes. And again, I did my initial message on 9/11/2011, 8 years ago. So I'm still standing here today. And again, I wanted to take this moment to commemorate and to pay homage again to those who were affected by 9/11 and those events. And like I said, it is broad, it is across. We stand in solidarity with each and every one of you. We continue to pray for you, and you are in our thoughts and our prayers. And again, this is the day that we remember that tragic and that terrible day. And we encourage you to keep standing and keep moving forward. And no matter how long you've been in the ashes and the rubble of your personal life, you can get back up with God's help. Anyway, you have a wonderful day, each and every one of y'all. We love everybody. To God be all the glory.